Embark on a journey into the profound wisdom of Thomas Aquinas with our latest addition to QuotientQuotables' Philosophical Musings playlist. Explore timeless insights from the medieval philosopher as we unravel thought-provoking quotes on love, identity, and the essence of being. Join us on QuotientQuotables for thought-provoking content that will ignite your intellect and inspire deep contemplation. Subscribe for a regular dose of inspiration and wisdom as we delve into Thomas Aquinas' philosophical musings. Sorry for the overlay. God is the first cause and the ultimate end of all things. God is infinite, perfect, and immutable. Faith and reason are not opposed to each other, but they complement each other. We are responsible for our own actions. Morality is based on reason and natural law. The good is that which promotes human flourishing. The evil is that which impedes human flourishing. Virtue is the perfection of our nature. There are 4 cardinal virtues: prudence, justice, fortitude, and temperance. Happiness is the ultimate goal of human life. Happiness is the fulfillment of our potential. We are meant to live in community with others. Justice is the virtue that promotes social order. Charity is the virtue that promotes love and compassion. Peace is the goal of all human society. Knowledge is the acquisition of true beliefs. Science is the study of the natural world. Reason is our primary tool for acquiring knowledge. Faith and science can complement each other. The pursuit of knowledge is a noble endeavor. Our knowledge extends as far as our reason reaches. The mind's first step is to know itself. Reason is our guide in seeking truth. Faith and reason are not opposed to one another. They are complementary. We can only know God through reason and revelation. The world is created by God and exists through His continuous action. Humanity is made in the image and likeness of God. We have a natural inclination to do good and avoid evil. The ultimate goal of morality is to love God and neighbor. Sin is a voluntary act that goes against reason and God's law. Humans have free will, the ability to choose between good and evil. We are responsible for our actions and their consequences. Our choices shape our character and determine our destiny. We should use our free will to do good and follow God's will. We should not regret our past actions, but learn from them and move forward. True happiness comes from living a virtuous life and aligning ourselves with God's will. We should seek to achieve happiness not for ourselves alone, but also for the sake of others. Happiness is not a fleeting emotion, but a state of being that comes from living a meaningful and fulfilling life. We should not be afraid of suffering, but rather see it as an opportunity to grow and learn. God is the primary mover, the first cause of all motion. The world is a contingent being, which means that it could have not existed. God is a necessary being, which means that he exists by his own nature. Human reason is limited, but it is capable of grasping some truths about God. Faith and reason are not opposed to each other. They are complementary. The highest form of knowledge is to know God. The goal of education is to help people to know God. Human beings are naturally inclined to do good. The purpose of human life is to achieve happiness. True happiness comes from knowing and loving God. The virtues are the habits that enable us to live a good life. Human beings have free will, which means that we are free to choose our own actions. Conscience is the voice of God within us, which tells us what is right and wrong. We are responsible for our actions, and we will be held accountable for them. The purpose of life is to achieve moral perfection. The goal of human life is to love God and to love our neighbor as ourselves. We should love our neighbor as ourselves. Compassion is the key to understanding and forgiving others. True love is selfless and seeks the good of the other. Justice is the virtue that gives to each what is due. Mercy is the virtue that tempers justice with compassion. We should strive to both justice and mercy in our dealings with others. Justice without mercy is harsh and unforgiving. Mercy without justice is unjust and unfair. Peace is the tranquility of order. We should seek peace with all people. Reconciliation is the process of healing division and restoring relationships. We should work to reconcile with those who have wronged us. Peace is the foundation of a just and harmonious society. Humility is the virtue of recognizing our own limitations. We should be humble before God and others. Gratitude is the virtue of appreciating what we have. We should be grateful for the blessings in our lives. Humility and gratitude are the keys to happiness and contentment. Faith and reason cannot contradict each other. Faith provides the foundation for reason. Reason can help us understand and explain the truths of faith. The soul is made in the image and likeness of God. The soul is the source of our intellect, will, and emotions. We should strive to avoid sin and live a virtuous life. Virtue is the fulfillment of our natural inclination to do good. Humans have free will, but it is limited by our fallen nature. God's grace is necessary for us to do good and avoid evil. We should cooperate with God's grace in order to grow in holiness. Our ultimate salvation is a gift of God's grace. We should not rely on our own strength, but on God's grace. The good life is a life lived in accordance with reason and virtue. Happiness is not about pleasure, but about fulfillment. We should strive to live a life of love, service, and compassion. Happiness is not a destination, but a journey. I hope these quotes from Thomas Aquinas continue to stimulate your thinking and engage you with his insightful wisdom. His contributions to philosophy, theology, and ethics remain relevant and thought-provoking today. He was a brilliant and influential thinker whose work continues to inspire and challenge us today. I encourage you to continue exploring his ideas and engage with his philosophical concepts.